welcome to Lost Caravan RPG, where we do one-shots, miniseries, and long-running campaigns. If it's a TTRPG, you'll likely find it here. I am Jason Fryer, writer, game designer, and general curmudgeon. You can find me at Otterpod on the interwebs. And tonight we are playing episode 5 of With Blood Dipped Wings, a Cult Divinity Lost campaign. If you'd like to catch up on episode 1 through 4, please, and with our other numerous streams, you can find them right here on this YouTube channel. You can also check us out on our community at lostcaravanrpg.com. Especially for tonight, With Blood Dipped Wings is a dark tale that explores mature themes, delving into Gnostic horror and personal trauma. And if that's not your cup of blood, do feel free to give this story a pass. For tonight is going to get a little dark because we are about to reveal some of the more personal issues of our characters. But with that, I'd like to go around and introduce the players and let them talk about themselves and how awesome they are and tell you who they're going to be playing tonight. So first, I'd like to go with Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. Tonight I will be playing Brooks Haverly, your resident doll. And I'm like medium awesome.
Of the mirror.
Hey, I am Mir. I will be playing Kate Smith tonight, who last we left passed out in a bathtub after body horror, peeling some skin. And so I'm just gonna put myself at the top there. I'm on the like super awesome level, and I'm just gonna live there.
Go over to Dido. And then down to JD.
Hey, I am JD. Tonight I am going to be playing Lucas Wolf, the Descendant. He is currently literally crawling back into his repressed memories from childhood, so I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely fine. So, when we last saw our characters, you were far away from home, be that for good or ill. Your escape on the American highways had become one of nightmares, blood, and screams. Your original destination, Chicago, felt like a long forgotten dream, an ephemeral illusion to grasp upon. But, as they'd soon know and soon remember, home is where the heart is, and you can never truly leave it, as it lives inside of you, infecting your blood, defining your past, and shaping your future. Fortunately, they had found some form of reprieve at the No Name Motel somewhere in the dry plains between Amarillo and El Paso, somewhere they'd never imagined finding themselves, but grateful that they did. After some spilled blood and shared secrets, they discovered that the fractures growing between them had widened, and they'd wondered where they stood amongst the cosmic forces vying for their attention. An angel they'd killed, a family they had abandoned, and madmen that they'd once run from, all entangled in a story of pain and willful forgetfulness. But some secrets don't lay buried, as Kate has discovered, lurking beneath the surface, and Brooks, Eve, and Lucas have seen in grainy photographs, now leading like breadcrumbs away from their once safe motel room into the darkness. But first, Kate, you remember the impact, the pain, the sharp pain, and then you taste salt. You're choking on salt. You feel sand and salt in your face, in your lungs, in your nose. What do?
Uh, Try to cough it out, get it out, try to get to air or something. Like, this is not comfortable,
You
to put it
claw.
lightly.
Do you claw up down or to the side.
Can I tell what these directions are?
Not at the moment, but you do know if you make the wrong decision, well, it's not going to end well for you, Kate.
We're going to try up, and if I don't break through right then, we're going to try to the sides.
You fight and struggle. You get rolled over, and that's when you realize you're in the surf. Your face slams into a beach, nearly loosening a tooth and breaking your nose.
Yes.
But as the water recedes, you're back on that sand, only to be hit again by another wave. Tumble, tumble, tumble.
All right, we need to get up, out, away from the waves, up farther onto the beach.
I need you to avoid harm at this point.
Haha, I'm good at that. Okay, I am not good at that. That is a... Okay. That's a 7.
You've probably chosen the wrong way, Kate. You swim up when you should have swum down, or just basically not turned your body in the right way. You feel something slam into your side. It's probably driftwood, the fragmented pieces gouging a large hole in the side. Take a harm. You can feel that you're bleeding profusely from this wound. But one more wave, and bam, you're lying back on the beach, high enough that the surf isn't dragging you back out.
We're
You're
gonna...
lying there in the dark, the waves slamming near you.
Well, since I'm not in them anymore, we're going to try to cough the water and sand out of my lungs and attempt to, breathe air.
You basically try to get this out. You're kind of like literally voiding yourself of seawater. And as you're coughing, you can hear the thunder, and the beach lights up red and angry, and then it's darkness again.
Is it sand that I feel underneath me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get up to my feet. Or at least get up to my hands and knees and see if I can see anything around, because this rings a little too hard of solitude.
Well, now that you say it, you're on a beach, a very familiar beach. Off in the distance, the swing of, the lighthouse, that beam goes by, illuminating the ruined and empty town where this all started for you. You notice that you are dressed, although soaked to the bone, in the exact same outfit you remember that night.
Is this how
Blood is still pooling down your side.
We're gonna at least put a hand against that to try to stop that a bit. Is this how I remember it starting before?
In some ways, there's only fragments from back then.
Mm-hmm.
But you
That's
do
right.
remember the red lightning.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing that always resonated with you.
Great.
Because it's soundless. There's no thunder, just the roar of the beach. And the occasional, almost animalistic scream, like rabbits being skinned.
Can I see in whatever light I can get anyone or anything directly around me?
You take a look around, and you can observe the situation.
Righty. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. Observe the situation. Okay. I have a 21.
Wow.
Double
You get
tens, baby.
You get two
Double
questions,
tens.
and I might even tell you the truth.
um. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm looking at the questions.
Yeah, what's my best way through this? What
Yeah.
currently poses the biggest threat? What can I use to my advantage? What should I be on the lookout for? What is being hidden from me? And what seems strange about this, which is kind of a redundant question.
Yeah. Yeah. No, red lightning's completely normal. That's just just Maine. Uh. Okay. I think we're going to go with what's my best way through this?
Heading inland, probably towards the lighthouse, since that's probably where the more built up area is. Because if the
Okay.
lighthouse is functioning and the rest of the place is abandoned, at least there might be a vehicle or something near the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm. And what is being hidden from me?
As if on cue, when the red lightning explodes, you see on the dune a line of figures, jackal headed figures, just standing there. But now the lightning has caught in their eyes. So when the darkness falls, you just see lines of eyes glittering in the darkness.
Thanks, I hate it. Uh, we're gonna try to get to this lighthouse. That's just gonna be the way of it. We gotta try to get to this lighthouse.
You start running up the beach, I assume,
Yep.
along the surf.
Yep.
You can basically see abandoned boats. The lightning is beginning to increase, and now the storm is coming in, and with it, it's almost washing up like a luminescence, fluorescent algae. So the bay itself is glowing red. As you continue along, you start finding the sand is darkened, probably with spilt blood. Things are washing up, dead things. Normal at first, like a seal here, birds, um, a dolphin, and then things that are almost an amalgamation of the three, the four, or just basically like something that has been dredged up from the bottom of the ocean, melded together in a ball, then just spilled over the sand. Some are dead, some not so dead, but definitely you wish that they would be. They make mewing sounds, that hideous rabbit skinning sound. And that's when you start seeing the human bodies.
Kate would like to say that this is the worst version of Lisa Frank she has ever encountered. Yeah.
As you come higher, you're forced up higher towards a more civilized area. Again, it looks like they're old uh, beach houses, but they've fallen into disrepair. You do vaguely remember that this place was hit by a hurricane once and just left rot.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the buildings, you notice a flash, a very bright flash, a white flash,
Like a camera.
like a camera. And then you see it again. You get the sensation of weight behind you, like 100 eyes just basically watching your back, as if in anticipation of what you're going to do next. And we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, Kate really prefers to be preferred behind the camera and not in front of it. So that kind of weight, not welcome.
And as we go back to the other three, where Lucas has just thrown away the photographs that Brooks revealed, and an opening has appeared at the back of the motel room. So there's a hole in the wall where there wasn't one before. You can smell familiar smells, Brooke. Antiseptic, that deep cellar stink. And the longer that hole is there, the more the three of you become aware of music and voices. A very distant but somehow familiar voice. Like, it's not prayer, but you can hear the fervor in it. It's not even English. It seems to be German. And the music is very uplifting, if you can say that. Very nostalgic, very nationalistic. So what do you three do?
I think Lucas may already be like halfway in / towards the hole, because after flinging the pictures, he half stumbled, half fell to his knees, and was kind of crawling and like looking at them, and in essence started to follow where they were leading, not bothering to look at where they were leading, likely until it was already a bit too late.
Brooks would follow Lucas.
All three of you here at the motel's door, it seems infinitely distant now, but almost like a frantic rapping, knocking, as if somebody is trying to stop you from what you're about to do. And then the sound is gone, and that music swells. And all three of you get this strange excitement. It's an unnatural excitement. Like you're part of something. You are together. You are part of something important. And there is nothing that can touch you. And that German voice just keeps on ranting. Do you step across the threshold?
Absolutely.
It was
Almost
nice knowing you.
You feel that strange chill, that cellar chill, and you feel the strata above you and the claustrophobia of being in this cellar hallway. The light from the motel room is gone. Now, amongst the music and that chanting, that prayer, that preaching, you can hear a very distant, like through almost rising through your feet, like machinery. Chunk, 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 chunk. A heartbeat of the machinery of the world just basically resonating up. You are no longer where you were in any stretch of the imagination. And then you hear a child cry out in pain and fear off in the distance. Lucas and Brooks recognize that cry. They'd heard it on a regular basis back when they were kids.
I think I would take off towards the crying child. I don't know what this is, but I think my instinct would be to head towards that direction.
Same with Lucas.
Yeah, I think Lucas is a few steps behind. I think there is a moment of hesitation and freezing on his part, but then he sees Brooks moving and he is moving right after him.
And Eve, I'm assuming yes. As the three of you, this hall stretches out, and then it starts getting wider and taller. But then that's when you realize it isn't changing. It's your perspective. You're getting smaller, younger, weaker. So when you burst out into this cellar room, which is almost looks like a mishmash of a hobby center and a medical theater, everything looks bigger to you because you're looking at it from down below. There's no one here, just the marks of what has transpired here. There's blood and vials of liquid and different medical equipment that makes no sense to you. There's paint and incense. Symbols have been painted on the walls. There's languages, mostly German, some English. In the English, it's victory through faith, purity through victory. There's several doors leading off, and now you can tell that the music and the chanting is coming from above.
Where do we go?
We pick a door and we go through it. We hope it's the right one. Or at least not the wrong one.
His hand is so small in yours. Then again, yours is small too.
Lucas would reach for Brooks's hand as well.
I'd give my hand back. Yeah.
You open up one of the metal doors. Fortunately, it's unlocked. Probably should have been. This was your dad's secrets. Nobody was supposed to know about this. You see a whole bunch of what look like dog kennels. Rusted, covered with filth. Measly, half-rotted bowls of food sitting out in front of it. And you can see shapes moving in those kennels. Beyond, you see light coming through another door.
Yeah, I think we have to follow the light. And Lucas does everything he can to not look at whatever is inside of those kennels. He doesn't want to know if he ever did know.
As you three kind of, because you're together, push your way through, you can hear halfway, as you get to the halfway point, that's when whatever is in those kennels notices you. You can hear mewing voices, pleading, tiny little hands reaching out through the bars. Do you keep going or do you stop?
Tiny little human hands.
Some some don't look human. They're like dolls' hands. Plastic. Some burnt like plastic. Others with too many digits, others with too few. And none of the voices make any sense. It's like they're talking through cotton.
I think we have to keep going.
I agree. I think if we don't, it's going to be really bad.
You force. Actually, I'm going to have each of you do a keep it together.
$15.
Okay, you push your way through it.
11.
Okay, both of you are going to be at -1 for a little while, and you can either be angry, sad, scared, guilt-ridden, obsessed, distracted, or this will haunt you at a later time. Okay. -1 stability.
I think Lucas is guilt ridden because he's realizing he didn't do anything to help.
I think that's a -1 stability as well. You get through whatever this hell is and onto the other side. Now it looks like a. It makes no sense because now it looks like a trophy room, like one of those old lodges with the animals everywhere, the mahogany walls, the leather chairs, a roll top desk. One wall is all books. There's a heavy scent of like a pipe, liquor. You can smell liquor here too. It's basically like somebody's den. Lucas, you remember occasionally being allowed down here. It was a reward for you. You were allowed to take one book from the shelf if you were good. The fire in
And
the
I think
fireplace.
Lucas walks over. I was just going to say, I think Lucas does walk over to the shelf and reaches for the one that was his favorite.
It's there. What is it?
I think it's a book of William Blake's poetry. He liked the way the words sounded together. And it was one of the less nationalistic texts that could be found amongst the library.
Even Brooks, the fire is going in the fireplace. You do notice a snifter of brandy sitting beside one of the chairs, and a cigarette has been left. Somebody was just here. And that chanting up above gets louder when a door opens. Kate! You see you're beside that kind of ruined building. You see the flash of what you presume is somebody taking photographs.
How much out of my way will it take me to look in on that on my way to the lighthouse?
You could go. It's literally like 25 feet away from where you are.
I'm gonna go look, and if I'm gonna go look absolutely prepared for it to be me.
Well, speaking of which, you do come around the corner and you see your old car.
Kate is currently trying to decide between fuck this shit and can I change the past? And she's pretty sure she's not actually in the past because that would be kind.
Another flash inside the house, almost echoed by the flash of red lightning behind you.
Does she remember where she, like, how Zeb came into things? Like where Zeb found her? When Zeb found her and all of it?
You think he found you near the lighthouse.
Okay.
He came out of nowhere and saved you from something. I got you, kid. Don't you worry.
All right. We're going to go past the house that presumably she's going to see herself in. We're going to shout in that direction. Get the fuck out of here. And then we're going to keep going to the lighthouse.
Okay. You hear a startled cry come from inside the house. It sounds like a young woman. You dimly recognize it somehow. But you don't want to really think on that too long, and then you're away. You're rushing across the broken concrete, the fallen buildings, heading towards that lighthouse. It's out on a prominence, and there's basically a small road that goes out to it. It's bordered by rocks, which are now white with surf. You can see a multitude of things washing up and being dragged back, washing up, being dragged back. Some plead, others don't. They've lost that strength. The beam of the lighthouse comes circling around again, and then almost like a cyclopean eye stops and looks down on you, wreathing you in light. And that's when you see the tattoos all over your arms.
Do they match the tattoos of the jackals?
They do. They're the
How
sign of Coyote, his greatest blessing.
how many times can I say thanks, I hate this before it gets old? All right. Yeah, that's not. Don't like
Kind of,
that one bit.
you instinctively start to rub it,
Yeah.
and they darken because that's when you notice your hands are basically caked in blood. You can you can just basically cover it. You can cover that up. You know you can cover that up.
That's it's covering it up in things I don't want to be covered in though. Ah. um I don't want to look directly into the light of the lighthouse. And now this has ruined my night vision. That's great.
And you still feel that presence behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Those now it's not that they're watching you. It's like they're despising you. You can feel their contempt, like you've betrayed them.
He's pausing there and glancing back towards the house that, presumably her past self is in. And then she's looking towards the lighthouse. And just to no one in particular, saying, killing my old self is rather obvious, don't you think?
What the hell are you talking about, girl? Get the fuck in here. You see the door at the bottom of the lighthouse opening up and a hand reaching out.
Does that sound like Zeb?
Uh-huh.
That one she's going for.
You feel that meaty hand wrap around your arm and just drag you out of the dark and into the light. And there's Seb, tall as a tree, wide as a tractor, and a face to match. And yet it's the most beautiful thing you've probably seen in ages.
Yeah, no kidding.
You all right, kid? What the fuck you doing out there? Do you know what the hell's going on?
It's looking at him. Do you remember me?
Well, that's kind of an odd question. What? No, we've never met. Are you all right? Did, did they hurt you? He starts looking you over. The tattoos and the blood. The tattoos are gone. The blood remains.
Zeb, this isn't the first time I've been here.
You know, honey, on a different night, I'd be wondering what the hell you're talking about, but this is one of those nights. Starts locking the door, making sure that it's jammed tight. So how the hell do you know me? What do you know about me?
What year is this for you?
I think this is well, years. It's the 90s, right? Or was it?
I'd make up a year. Well,
Yeah,
just tell me it's the correct year or the wrong year.
yeah. It was the year that you met him. Yes.
Yeah.
You sure you
Fuck.
didn't get hit in the head?
Oh, I've been hit in the head far too many times. Look, I've been here before. I think I'm in my own past. Because that girl taking photos out there in that house, that's me. And I'm gonna need
Somebody
your
got.
help soon if this is real.
Well, shit. We gotta get that girl out of there. Children
Right.
of Coyote are here.
Yeah, I know it.
You know about him? You know about them?
Like I said, you saved me before.
Well, shit, I guess I'm gonna have to do it again. He goes over to his backpack, pulls out something metallic and nasty, and probably full of bullets,
Uh-huh.
thrusts it into your hand.
I'll take it.
Then I guess we're gonna have to do this together, huh?
It'll be different than I remember, but that's probably for the best.
Well, shit,
Let's
how did
do
it
it.
turn out? How the hell did it turn out last time?
You got me out.
Well, that's good.
We both got out.
Well, I like that. I like the sound of that. Okay, girl. He lifts up his shotgun. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
He opens up the door, and immediately a wave of water just plunges in, knocking you off your feet, filling the entire chamber, filling your lungs and your nose, and you feel metal around you, and you're cramped, and there's light, and you're back in your bathtub.
Fucking dreams. All right. Well, we're getting myself at least out of the water enough that I'm not going to drown.
Yeah, the water is salt water filled with sand and blood and bits of something.
Looking at my leg. Is that still?
Oh, yeah. You can see where you've peeled back the skin to reveal the tattoos beneath.
Wish that had been a dream too. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, has at least have I managed to at least deal with most of the infection?
Yeah, you've quite literally torn it off.
Great, charming, wonderful, beautiful. Well, it's not there. Let's wrap this up.
You're noticing the other thing that you notice is that the room beyond is distinctly quiet.
Maybe they went to bed. That would be a kindness. I don't believe it. But I'm gonna wrap this thing up quickly and
Yep.
get dressed again and
You wrap it, you've got enough bandages, you get dressed, as you're now naked, and you go out into the hotel room, and you see a line of those Polaroids going up to one wall. In fact, one of the Polaroids is literally in the wall, but the hotel room itself is empty.
guys. Fuck.
Speaking of which, the door opens, and a large figure comes in. It is an imposing figure. Chances all of you have seen Lucas's father at one point or another. Mr. Wolf, correct?
Mr. Davies.
Davies. Mr. Davies is dressed in a military outfit. Pretty much one of those old Confederate outfits. It's like he's just walked off the Battle of Gettysburg. It is pristine, and it is shiny, and it is powerful, and he just fills the room with his presence. You almost instinctively recoil because he is just carries with him this aura of malice. you three little shits doing in my room?
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, I bet you are, but it still doesn't explain what the fuck you're doing in my study.
It won't happen
It
again.
was my fault. It was my fault. You have so many beautiful books, sir. I broke the rules by bringing them in so that they could see them too.
Well, you do know I have a severe amount of pride in this place. Showing it off might not be as unacceptable as one would think. It is an error in judgment still.
Yes, sir.
And why are you bringing a little girl in this place? This is a place for men. I know you fraternize with her family and her, but it does not allow her to invade my space. Are you trying to press the girl? Is that it?
Sure, yes, sir. I just wanted. You're right. That was a severe error in judgment, and I shouldn't have done it. I just wanted Eve to see all of the beautiful things in here and how powerful you are.
When he breathes in, for a second, it's like his entire body ripples. Like there is a heat haze between you and that image. And you can kind of see that beyond that heat haze is like this skeletal burnt frame where the meat has literally turned to sallow and just kind of fallen off. Like he's been in a deep, deep fire. And then it's that perfect, pristine figure again. Lucas, you're my son. But there are rules. I am a forgiven soul. I shall forgive you today. You will remember my benevolence. Yes?
Sir, yes, sir.
The girl may accompany you next time if you wish, with my permission. That, however, it should know its place. It is here for our benefit. It must suffer so you do not. Do you understand?
But he's my friend, sir.
My benevolence does not go so far, Lucas. I know that you take pity on the boy. But he is a means to an end. That is all. When the time comes, friendship will have nothing to do with what you must do. It will be an impediment to what you must do. Am I understood?
Lucas doesn't answer. 'But
steps forward. You can feel that presence continuing to fill the room. At those words, the entire room shakes as if you've offended the room itself. I am his father. Do not doubt that. If you think that blood ties will make me forget this insult, you have another thing coming, Eve. Another 3 of you get the fuck out of my sight before I become upset. Steps back to allow you to exit the door. What do?
Yeah.
As long as the other two are running, Lucas runs as Lucas walks because he's pretty sure that his father would prefer that to running like a coward. So he makes himself walk slowly out of the room with his head up and shoulders back until he gets to the other side of the door, at which point he runs.
The 3 of you kind of bolt into the dark, nearly crashing into the back of Kate. Back in the hotel room.
Where were you 3? What happened? Where did you go? And where the fuck did you come from?
Did that happen? Is that a memory?
I don't know. I think maybe.
Kate, you remember when we opened the trunk and there was a staircase down?
Yeah.
We tried the staircase.
Great. Sounds like it didn't go so hot.
It could have been a lot worse.
I found my own staircase.
In the shower?
Yeah, I hit my head. Woke up somewhere else. Woke up back in solitude at the beach. Found myself taking photos like I did that day.
Brooks, now that you're leaning a little closer, Kate's eyes have changed color.
Great.
What were they before, Kate?
Brown.
Yeah, they're now blue.
Is there something else that you need to tell us, Kate? Cards on the table?
Why? Cards on the table, my fucking leg.
Your eyes are blue.
What? I'm immediately going into the bathroom to look. Yeah.
Blue.
Gotta be kidding me. I'll come back out and put my leg up on the, put my foot up on the couch and roll the pant leg up and grumble about having just bandaged this. But unwrap the bandages.
And as a GM, is everyone okay?
No, no, I don't think he ever said those words to me before. He might have, though. I'm concerned about what's happening with Kate's leg right now. Kate, are you wearing someone else's skin?
Not by my knowledge, but
Is this what the angel warned you about, Lucas?
Something like that. Yeah.
great. Charming, beautiful, wonderful. So in my vision, in my field trip, I was back on that beach. I wasn't the old me. It was that memory, but from a different perspective. I could see. I could see the jackals lined up on the hill watching. And I was covered in these tattoos. They're coyotes. Like, the mark of coyote. What the fucking jackals wear. I don't want to be one of them.
So we need to figure out how to stop that, how to stop Lucas from becoming his father, and how to save Eve from the not cancer that's inside of her. I think we need to talk to the god of the highway.
Oh, question for the GM.
Mhm.
Do I still have a wound in my side? Okay, cool.
There is a scar, though.
Great. I'm sure I would have noticed that since, yeah. Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's faded, probably like 10 years.
I mean, I feel like Brooks could just ask.
Yeah.
Ask the radio.
Yeah,
Ask the phone. Yeah, TV.
Yeah, there's phones, radios. Yeah.
Just turn the TV on. I'm sure it'll talk to us.
Yeah, I'll go to the. Is there like a motel phone?
Mm-hmm.
I'll like go to the phone and pick it up and be like, "Hello, are you there?"
You get that weird. There's no dial tone. There's just that hiss, that empty space hiss. But also, you've seen things you wanted to be illuminated. Do you feel better now that you know?
I think you know the answer to that question is no.
Ignorance is bliss, isn't it, Brooks?
How do my friends stop what's happening to them?
Oh, they are ghost. But you are not dull. We can make you human. Well, a good facsimile thereof.
What do you mean?
Do you think that all of your friends' pain is in him?
Maybe.
You would be wrong, wouldn't you? You still don't remember.
Remember what?
Do you think all the cutting and the screaming was because someone was just upset? Here is purpose. Your friend, he is connected to a higher power. Something even I cannot touch. You're just a piece of the puzzle. Something to be discarded. But I see potential. You gave that family to me. I think you can give so much more.
What happened to that family?
Would you care? You got what you wanted. You don't need to think on that too long.
And what about Eve? How does she cure herself?
Give what is inside of her to me. She, like you, has so much pain. She was just another vessel. Something Zach wanted to birth. But now that his father is gone, she who smiles will carry on the traditions.
And Kate?
Kate. What about her? She belongs to the coyote. She always has. Fighting and scratching and screaming. It's so amusing. Let her continue her delusion. Coyote tried to steal from me anyway. Let your friend become a pet. I
No.
can give you so much more pleasure on tap. Delights you cannot even dream of. I am the god of the highway. I can take you wherever you wish to be, and places you do not even dream of. Just give me pieces, little delights, distractions. Such a trivial cost.
I want to help my friends.
Prove it to me.
Bring what?
Wait for the request. Improve it. Prove your devotion to them. I will help. I I've even taken away the word dogs, but maybe there should be a remainder. Should I remind you?
No, I think we're good.
Alright. Go enjoy. Alice is thinking of you. Click.
I share all of that with everybody else.
Thanks, I hate it.
The bottle is refilled.
I think that made things worse. I don't know.
Well, he did say back at that table in the diner he'd give us illumination.
I think it was better not knowing.
Oh, believe me. Refrain of my life.
So what, do I just wait
You
for
hear a
his
knocking at the-
request?
Yeah, you hear a knocking at the door.
Is there people on the door?
You're gonna look through the peephole.
Yeah.
For a second, you see what can only be described as a jackal's face, rotted and bleeding, and then it moves and the sun is back, and you see Alice's face, looking rather concerned.
I do that chain on the door, open the door thing.
You all right? Oh, thank goodness, honey. I heard such a ruckus. And it's been 2 days.
Uh, yeah, when we party, we party. So yeah, no, we're good. We are good. We were just thinking about coming to grab a bite.
Okay, we're about to start the dinner menu. I just, you know, miss, I never did catch your name.
Brooks. I'm
Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah, I just, I was kind of worried about you and your friend.
Thank you. That's so sweet
mean-
of you.
So, yeah. Anyway, Sweetie just saw your car, and you'd just been sitting there, and then apparently we heard some screaming, but nobody's been answering the doors since.
Ah, you know. Thank you so much for your concern, though. We will come for dinner soon. Thank you so much. We just got to get cleaned up.
Honey, don't you worry. I'll explain things. The
Thank
door closes,
you.
and the door closes. You do notice that the sun is beginning to set on the desert.
2 days, huh? 2 days.
We just keep losing time, just again and again and again.
I mean, I wonder if that's not part of the highway god getting people off our tails. If we disappear for a while, hard to track us. I mean,
Okay, but on the
we are in
flip
Texas
side,
and not Ohio, apparently.
we are, but I'm concerned about me and Eve. What if one or both of us has a clock ticking down?
Didn't you say something about a breakfast date?
I mentioned that I could meet someone for a breakfast date. I think we agreed that I wouldn't do that,
Okay.
but
Yeah, but when
we're
was
putting
that
that back
supposed
on
to
the
be?
table.
I'm not putting it back on the table. I'm wondering, you never said when.
I don't think a date. Yeah, I don't think a date was planned. It was
Okay.
more of a general be here at some point soon, or I'm going to tear your friends apart sort of deal.
Right. Well, I'm apparently doing a great job of tearing myself apart.
So
Or
do
are
we
we just going to go out there and eat like none of this just happened?
Are we really hungry? Am I really hungry?
Oh, you're starving.
I am really hungry.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, the alcohol is eating through your stomach like acid.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out there and eat like nothing happened. Do you really want to, like, air this all to a cafe?
No, absolutely not. I'm just imagining sitting in a room around people being normal and talking about normal things and the dissonance
Mm-hmm.
between that and what is happening
Mm-hmm.
in our lives. That's
Mm-hmm.
all.
Welcome to my life for the last however many years. Since I don't know what time is anymore. Just gonna go get this leg wrapped back up again.
Funny enough, under the sink in the bathroom, you find fresh bandages, antiseptic.
I'll use it.
As you're leaving the room, Eve, your phone rings. It's
Gideon.
Gideon. Yeah, was it Gideon? I can never get the name.
Gideon was the one we were talking to, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's Gideon's number. Miss Blevin. It's a female voice. Is this Miss Blevin? It's a simple question. You're an associate of Mr. Gideon? I'm sending you a file. Everything kind. You've just got a JPEG. Obviously, some kind of photo that's been taken from the actual phone itself.
Fuck.
Keep it together. Okay.
We're all
Okay,
rolling
the strain is too
great
much for
today.
your mind. So you can either cower, panic, suffer emotional trauma, which is -2 stability, or suffer life-changing trauma, which is -4 stability. I'll let you decide that after what you see. Okay. Sure. Wait. Okay. You kind of swallow down this agony, and that image kind of plays in your head that you're literally swallowing pain and making it part of you. The image is familiar because you've seen that uh, that area where you used to drop things off, the wooded area with the trees. The second image is one of the trees where somebody has taken what you quickly recognize is Gideon's face, removed it, nailed it to the tree, and his tongue is also nailed. Somehow, the eyes are still there. The next thing that comes across is the film, the MVP or the MVs. Same image of the face, the skinned face. The eyes are moving frantically. I'm Lucas's aunt, Miss Blevins. I've had an interesting conversation with your companion here. Oddly, you're not where he thinks that you are. I'm not sure how you're doing it. Remind Lucas that he has responsibilities. Indulge. Ask it again. I had a conversation with him. Well, he was a bit resistant to begin with. Now, he seems to be able to spill quite a bit of information. Unfortunately, most of it's useless. I can let him die, or I can let him live as this. It's your choice. Tell Lucas he has responsibilities and to come home. And maybe we can even rectify what is going on with you. Tell him his the voice gets cut off. And you're
You've
standing there as night kind of settles down and the no name motel lights come on to fight away the darkness of the highway. And we shall leave it there for the moment. Hello, and welcome back to With Blood Dipped Wings, where we just left off. Uh, Eve was having a reunion with her brother. Everybody else was trying to go get dinner. But for some reason, Eve has smashed her phone, which may cause some concern amongst the others. I think everybody just stepped out onto the kind of like the porch area. So, but they would definitely hear the smash.
Uh,
That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. Eve?
Yeah, Kate will open the door back up again. What happened? That's a new one. Why?
This is what I was afraid of. This is exactly what I was afraid of. I I have I have to go home.
you you
I don't think the god of the highway can stop me.
Lucas, if you go home, she's just gonna make you fulfill whatever prophecy or legend that fits her motives. She's just gonna use you to further her agenda.
And if I don't, then what? She just keeps killing a path towards me? I can't stand by and let that happen. Brooks, apparently I stood by and let my father hurt you again and again rather than me. I'm not going to keep doing that now. I'm not going to let other people get hurt when I'm the target.
We were just kids. We were kids.
I'm not a kid now.
So let's go talk it over dinner. I'm grabbing my bags to take my bags with me or take my bag with me.
Okay. You lock the door behind you and head up. Deserts get cold real quick. Still, you kind of feel that infernal heat just still lingering on your skin from your previous experience. But once you're into the fluorescent lights of the cafe, you could almost forget what just happened. Maybe it's just your mind's trying to reset. There are several people here, some that you still recognize, probably the probably people that still work around here. Others, couple families, couple there's a couple here and there. And back at the far booth is that silver-haired woman reading her book. Alice immediately comes up. Oh, Brooks, it's good to see your face. I got a place just set down for you. Are you all going to be drinking tonight?
Just eating.
All right, I got a special setup. Don't you worry. Something, something that'll, you know, put a little hair on your chest and make you forget the day.
Sounds beautiful.
She hands Brooks what looks like a receipt. It's her phone number.
Thank you, Alice.
Oh, thank you, honey. And she heads back into the kitchen. So the guys look at Brooks with absolute spite. This is obviously a tree they've been chasing for some time.
Kate looks at them and just goes, "Better luck next time, boys."
City folk. All right.
And go sit down, I guess, at whatever table she had indicated.
As you sit down, the night finally settles, and it's almost like a black sheet of glass beyond the window. The only time that you even see any kind of activity is a headlight, maybe once every 30 minutes. But otherwise, it's very homey and warm and human.
What about
Once you get your food, yeah. Once you get your food, what do you do?
what? Brooks will look up and be like, what about our friend? Or can they help?
Lucas, I will just say, has sat close to Eve and hasn't reached for her hand, but has his hand close enough that the invitation is there. But he's waiting on her to take action. And in response to Brooks, he says, I don't know, but she's back now, so I should probably talk to her, right?
I think we might need all the help we can get.
Lucas, Eve's hand feels very warm, almost feverish. For an instant, you kind of see burn marks on it. Like she's been cooked in a fire.
Just on her hand or on the rest of her body as well?
Kind of hard to see above the sleeve. But you suspect that it goes back up. It would go up back up the arm, but then again, it fades as quickly as it came. The heat remains.
I don't want to give in either, Eve. Obviously, I've been running from this for years, but I think it's what we have to do, and honestly, I'd rather I'd rather go back as much as this can be on my terms rather than be dragged back. Sure, that's one option on the table. That you let me go. I know that, Eve, but God, I wish I could. The only way it's going to be worth it to me, Eve, is if you're alive on the other side to see it. You and Brooks, and no offense, but I guess you too, Kate.
So how do we do that? Well, there'll be a request coming from the god of the highway. And if we do that for him, then maybe he'll help us. Plus, there's our angel friend over there.
I can go talk to her if you're okay with that, Eve. And he squeezes yours, and then probably also pulls you in for a tight hug.
Both of you can heal one stability if you want.
Lucas will walk over.
This time, she's reading the Iron Council. Sets it down. You've been gone so long. I waited. Are you all right? You have so many tears in your eyes. It's both beautiful and terrifying.
I'm sorry that I worried you. But it looks like I'm going to have to go home.
Worry. That that's what you said? Is that what this feeling is? Like
I think so. I can't tell you what you're feeling, but that sounds like worry to me.
absence, hurt. You can't go home, not yet. They have you their barbs in you. Can still see them. They have it in your companion too. And the other, the woman. It's eating her alive. Your father's hate. The things that he unleashed. Will she even have the strength to turn away from it? You care for her, don't you? Care. The, that I do understand. Is she your family?
Yes.
I can understand that. Are all of them your family?
In a way, I suppose, yes.
Then the Jackal's transgressions can be forgiven. If they are your family.
I would like that for her. I do not believe it was her fault.
And the other, they're tied to the highway now. They belong to it. They are your family too.
Yes. Yes, Brooks is my family.
Here. She has a bag that doesn't look like it belongs to her. There's little specks of blood on it. But she undoes it, and there's a collection of knickknacks, books, clothes. They all look like they've probably been taken from like a Goodwill or maybe like collected from, you know, just the road itself. But she does have a map, very ear-worn map. She pushes it over to you. It looks like somewhere in Kansas. She points down. It's a very small town. You need to go there. The Black Madonna waits for you. My goddess my mother, she will help you if you give yourself to her. We believe in family. That is all we do. Not the poison that your father has put into all of you, but true divine familial love. I would not presume to be part of that family with you, but we are bound, and I feel so many strange things for you. This is the least I can do, but I wish to do more if you will allow it.
I am torn between wanting to simply thank you and accepting these paths that you're laying out and this help that you are offering. And I am still afraid that all I am giving back to you is darkness and pain. And that does not feel like an equal exchange. And it is not that I feel like it has to be reciprocal, but you deserve more from me than that if this is all that you are offering to me.
You humans are so foolish and so beautiful and so wise all at the same time. You confound me completely. But if you give in to what your father has set forth, this world will burn. Do you wish that? To watch the world burn down around you? Or maybe find some solitude in familial love and share that with the world, to give it hope, community. I do not presume, only suggest.
I mean, if those are the options that we're talking about, I think you are a good judge of character. I've never wanted to see the world burn. It's why I distanced myself as much as I could from my family, but I didn't realize how many hooks they still had in me. All I want is to not see people suffer needlessly. All I want is for people to know better than the pain and cruelty that I experienced growing up.
I can guarantee that. But peace cannot come through without sacrifice. When the time comes, just remember that. And remember, I wish to be with you, to serve you however I can. Not as a slave as I once was. Perhaps to walk beside you.
And that's not serving me, and I do not want you to serve. As I said, I want this to be a partnership. And that means neither one of us is serving the other.
Forgive me, I'm still trying to learn the human way. She looks out at the dark. They'll come soon. I cannot help. I've shown you where to go. If there's more sacrifices to be given, give them to the god. It will take you to the Black Madonna. From there, you can make your choices and your sacrifices. You see her literally, it looks like she's tearing her skin, but from it becomes like a silver piece of feather. I'm bound to you now. When you need me, and only when you truly need me, call. And watch your friend. Hell is within her. Soon it shall emerge. I'm so sorry. Might I have what is called a kiss?
Yes, you may.
She awkwardly kind of leans over the table as if she's been trying to study this. You're probably going to have to show her.
No, Lucas 100% reaches over to gently clasp her face and very gently and carefully brings their lips together.
You kind of feel this wonderful chilling sensation as you share a breath, and the world fades away for a moment. You see a grand citadel that scrapes the sky, wreathed in gold. Its architecture is a mishmash of Roman Orthodox and Greek Orthodox and Russian Orthodox. These old, true community religions, the ones that form an entire town or entire city, people, family, tradition. And for once, it's not a repellent concept. And then somehow you've kind of found your way back to your family at the table. The rest of you just see Lucas kind of almost in like a trance, just walk away from the what you assume is the angel, and then just sit down and regain focus.
While Lucas was gone, like before Lucas came back, probably pretty quickly after he went over to talk with her, Kate looked at the other two and specifically asked, "Hey, if I start going jackal, take me out. I don't want that."
Okay.
Like, if I tear off Theon's face first, great, but just don't let me keep being that. Thanks.
Anything else?
Um, I'm really sorry, Kate.
Thanks.
You return to the table. Life returns to normal within the cafe. No faces being nailed to trees. No doorways to hell.
Trunks open up to the inside of the trunk.
Yeah. The nachos are the nachos are hellish, but at least they're tasty. So what do you do?
So I think we have a lead.
Yeah.
And Lucas puts the map down on the table and points at the spot that the angel had pointed to
It's a
and
town called
says,
Helium.
she wants us to go there. She says we will meet the Black Madonna and that she can help us.
All right.
Do you stay the night or do you take off now?
I think we should hit the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a tearful farewell between Brooks and Alice.
Alice,
Y'all
thank
call
you.
me, right?
Of course, of course, of course.
You okay?
And
You sure you're okay, honey? Because there's been some weirdness, but
no, I am okay. And chances are I'll probably be back here again real soon. So,
I like that a lot.
yeah. Thank you
She
for
kind
all
of,
your kindness.
if allowed, she wraps her arms around you.
Oh, yes.
Serious. You be careful, you hear?
Well,
You got a darkness after you. But I see the light in you. I will make sure that you're okay.
oh, Alice. I'll miss you most of all.
You done made a young woman's heart flutter. Drive safe. She
Will
goes
do.
back to her goes back to her job. After paying, you leave the no-name motel behind, and you're driving out into the night.
Apparently to Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
You get about 3 miles this time. The no-name motel does not return. The desert is completely black. There's no towns anywhere near here, and I don't know if anybody here has driven in the Texas desert. It is dark. So when you see pieces of luggage in the road, they stand out quick. It looks like a suitcase here, doll there, some bedding. And that's when the white shape of an RV, at least its ass end, poking out from the brush, can be seen. There's a lot of skid marks as if a tire has blown. And then there's other shapes in the road. Wet red shapes. The RV, are you guys slowing down? The initial crash isn't what has done this damage. It looks like after the crash, something else happened, because there's a whole bunch of spray painting and graffiti all over the RV. Not the jackal's marks, however.
Hmm. Look like something that might be attributed to a group called the War Dogs.
Perhaps. The RV itself, windows have been smashed. It looks like people were dragged out.
Hmm.
Brooks is speechless. He didn't even possibly think this could be a consequence of what he was asked to do.
Are you getting out of the vehicle?
If Eve stops the car enough for that to happen, yes.
All right. As you pull in, you do notice other tracks. So it appears that somebody has come here, parked, and then tried to speed out. In the road, you would assume it, because it's male, is the father, who is just being basically beaten so bad that the skin is pretty much off. Completely unrecognizable. One of the shapes in the ditch is larger, probably a female, but you don't see the two kids.
Someone got out of here real fast.
I'm going to check the RV.
The RV is quiet, ransacked. It does look like somebody was in the middle of robbing it and stopped. You hear a soft crying coming from the back of the RV, probably where the beds are. What is Kate?
I'm going
Brooks
to
doing?
it.
Those who have gotten out, Kate's gonna get out as well. Follow. She's got her gun out.
Which way are you looking?
Kate's gonna be keeping an eye around, because this feels like a trap.
Okay.
Feels like an ambush.
Brooks?
Brooks gets out of the car, sticks close to Kate.
Okay. We'll do inside first. again, you see the spray paint. Like I said, they're spray painting, and it looks like whoever was in here and raiding the place suddenly stopped. From behind that sleeping area, you hear the soft crying. What do you do?
I go towards it. Yeah.
The the crying goes dead quiet, as if they've just heard you.
Hey, it's okay. We saw that there had been an accident. We're we're here to help.
It's still quiet. You can, if you really want, uh, let's see, you could try to influence another to
I
coax
can
them to
try.
talk. Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, that was actually a 17, so.
Oh, there's just something about your voice, and indeed, ever since you've been with the angel, there's just something very calm about you, very almost attractive, alluring. That oh, I want to trust. Hello, you're not gonna hurt us, are you?
No, of course not. Of course not. Like I said, we're here to help.
Not the bad people, are you?
No, we're not the bad people.
You see a little round face of the girl that you saw playing video games outside poke out from behind where the the bedding and the mattress had been tossed over from the crash. It's almost made a perfect little tent for her. Probably how she avoided being seen. That's what my brother says. He did. He said that. He always said I was a little cookie. You sure you're not bad people?
Hmm.
Do you know where my parents are? I heard shouting. A lot of shouting. Bad words. So many bad. And then it got really loud.
Something bad happened to your parents. But right now, I'm worried about you. And I'm worried about your brother. Where is he?
I don't know. He ran into the brush. Dad said to get away. That was before things got really loud. You weren't with the other people, were you? You're not with them. The bad people got really, really scared. Outside.
So there were. Hate
What do you,
this.
Kate? You see another shape up the road. You also see where the drag marks are.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like somebody, like, now that you kind of get a closer look, it looks like not only did they bolt out of here, they were literally bolting towards their vehicle.
And didn't make it.
Uh, you can take a look into the ditch or deeper into the brush.
Phone flashlight. I mean, we're already really obvious with the car headlights coming in. Like, if people know we're here, people know we're here.
You start flashing around, and you have to go a little further from the RV, but that's when you get glints of brass. And then splatters of blood on the brush. There's a foot sticking out from under some of the green. It looks like a Doc Martin or some kind of, boot, painted boot. Raggedy jeans.
Lovely.
And that's when you notice that it doesn't go much further above the knee, because something has literally just taken it off. And the glints of brass are shell casings.
Great. I'm gonna make my way back towards the RV and towards the RV and towards the car. And as I'm passing the RV, guys, we're gonna want to hurry. I don't like the look of this.
Brooks, you're further away, so the silence of the desert is deafening. So when you hear like a synchronized chunk chunk of feet, like a military step, it resonates right out of the dark.
I shine my phone flashlight in the direction of the sound.
It's too distant for the source of that sound, but you do see what looks like a pickup truck has gone off the other side of the road. There are bodies hanging out of it, shot to pieces. And when I mean pieces, these are large caliber weapons. And when a large caliber weapon hits a joint, it usually comes off. The truck itself is just riddled. And once again, you hear that slightly closer chunk chunk of a military boots.
We gotta go. We must go now. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Kate's relaying that and getting back to the car.
Yep, inside you hear that. There seems to be some commotion outside.
I mean, yes, but Eve, we can't leave her brother. Their family.
When Lucas says that word, it almost makes your gut twist. It's like an instinctive thing. It's like almost like he's spoken a power word that offends you. Something inside, yeah, something inside you hates that. But the girl immediately gets up and wraps herself around Lucas's waist, trembling like a leaf.
Lucas scoops her up to carry her out of the RV.
I can call him. Maybe he'll come. Do you know where my parents are?
We don't have a lot of time. What's your name?
Sally.
Okay, Sally. What we are going to do is you are going to keep your face pressed against my shoulder. You're not going to look around at anything, and you are going to call your brother's name. And if he is close enough, you're going to ask him to join us, but we are going to be moving straight for the car.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You're brave. You're a brave girl, Sally. Just hold on a little bit longer, and we're going to get you somewhere safe.
All right. Outside. Choo choo. Now because Brooks is out there, you see your light reflected off of something glassy. It's at that point that you kind of realize from the vague shape, there is a line of 6 people in military fatigues. Their faces are obscured by what look like gas masks, but the gas masks are stretched almost to a canine snout.
War dogs.
Is Kate back to the car yet?
Yeah.
Eve, did you leave the keys in the car or did you take them with you? Great. Kate's getting in the driver's seat and starting that car up.
All right.
Yeah. Yelling back at them. Like back towards the RV to like get their asses out here. We got to go now.
Brooks starts making his way back towards the car, running.
As soon as you're out, the little girl, Jeff, 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 Sally. It's about 100 feet into the dirt or into the desert. The war dogs are now 150 yards away, advancing step by step. Their military uniforms are a mishmash of different generations, different wars. The medals aren't medals. It looks like they've strung ears in a necklace around each of their necks. Pieces of their victims adorn the rest of their uniform. The weapons that they're holding, you assume that they're automatic weapons, but they just don't look right. They look both metallic and organic. Chunk, chunk. Eve, I'm thinking that you're going to be acting under pressure. Because you're in the middle of a dark desert looking for a kid somewhere. All right. You've, oh, well, it's going to be a move. You're able to find the kid. He's like he's a young boy wearing a Mickey Mouse t-shirt, trembling. Who are you? You with Sally? Is she okay? Are my parents okay? myself though. You try to get him up. He has obviously twisted his ankle. All right. You scoop him up. And you're running back towards the light. Chunk chunk. What's everybody else doing?
I've got the passenger side of the passenger side door opened up so that they can get in as fast as possible, and I'm just yelling at them to like we gotta go now. Get back here.
I think Lucas has made a not great decision because when Eve ran off, he kind of froze and then stopped and put Sally down and said, Sally, see that car right there? My friend Kate is in there. You can trust her. Go right to her. Don't look anywhere else. Just go right there. I'm going to make sure that Eve gets your brother. Okay?
Okay, mister. I'll go to the car. And she rushes towards the first thing she sees, which is Brooks.
Get in the fucking car. Sorry, I cussed. Get in the car.
Her eyes kind of go big. You said a bad word. And she gets into the back of the car. Shunk, shunk. They're now 100 yards away. They start raising their weapons as one. They are perfectly synchronized. Now you can see that the gas masks, there is something looking out from behind the glass. So many eyes.
So I don't know if this is actually going to be useful or not, but I do have a flashbang in my
you do
in my inventory. So acting on just like a hope and a prayer, Kate's reaching over into the passenger side where her bag is, pulling that out, and she is going to be doing her best to chuck that right at those war dogs. Like
right.
set it to go and chuck it, and then like tell both immediately to both of them, cover your eyes, close your eyes, cover your ears.
Yes, and now you actually kind of feel the footsteps. They're resonating within you. Again, you get that sensation of something trying to get out. Mark one time. You start coughing up blood. You can feel your jaw starting to stretch back, the teeth sharpening. All right. Okay. Several things happen all at once. First of all, I need engage in violence from Kate. Lucas,
yeah.
what are you doing?
I think Lucas is running to like close the distance between him and Eve so that he can hopefully like help her keep moving slash shield her. I hate the expression that Mir is making right this second. This bodes well for everything. But essentially, Lucas is trying to get himself to be in the middle of this as much as is possible.
Okay. And Brooks, anything else from you?
You know what? Brooks packed a handgun. Rather, Angelo gave Brooks a handgun in his luggage. So I think Brooks, in a moment of stupidity, is trying to fetch that handgun out of his luggage just in case.
Not a problem. It's kind of weird. It's as if the gun wants to come to you. It just slides into your hand and it feels just perfect. You could kill so many people with this thing right now. Do so much damage. Prove yourself. Kate, what was the roll?
How about another 21?
Oh. Yeah, I thought you were gonna be like a 2.
I rolled an 18, and it's a +3 for violence.
Kate, you kind of like, you could not put that thing better if you had tried. It's like an NFL, Hail Mary pass, winning, the Super Bowl. Boom. It lands right at their feet, goes off. They just disappear behind that flash of light and sound. Behind Eve, Lucas, you see something rising up from the desert. It is unfolding its wings. There is a face of teeth shining in the dark. It's almost like it has come out of her. It puts its hands on her shoulders. Eve, you feel this as these long, multi-jointed fingers take you, lift you, and literally escort you towards the car. You feel the nails of obsidian cutting into your flesh, but it is not pain. It is exquisite, exquisite pleasure and comfort. You will win today. You've already won. Lucas, the thing fades. Eve is right in front of you with this frightened child. What do you do?
What was that?
You pile into the car as the first round literally just goes right between the three of you, puncturing a hole like that through the windshield.
We're going as soon as like those car doors are not even closed, and I'm going.
They seem to be firing wildly, which seems strange, but then again, they just got flashbanged. The entire night just opens up with tracer rounds. You were able to get the car onto the road and away. I'm assuming back.
I honestly, whatever direction the car was facing is the way we're going.
The only thing you see in the background is the RV just burst into flames as a round hits its gas tank. This illuminates the six figures, still in perfect formation, marching down the highway. Chun, 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 as you drive off into the night and whatever awaits you there. And that's where we'll call it.
Well, I guess I'll mark that flashbang off my
Oh, that was
that list.
a Hail Mary right there. If it wasn't for that 21,
I was like, look, if it's now or never. It's now or never. Like, what do I got? I gotta have something.
And Eve. And Eve with pulling out the bound. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. How is everybody? Everybody good?
Oh yeah.
All right then.
And now we have 2 children in the car.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
they're about their vocabulary is about to expand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, to our audience, thank you so much for joining us this evening for yet another descent into Inferno. And my deepest thanks to my ever amazing cast members. You just keep on surprising me day after day after day. So if everybody wants to see, enjoys what they've seen, please feel free to join us on our Discord, listed in the text below. And it's where we also hold our casting calls, announce other shows, and generally hang out being great geek nerds. So we'd love for you to join us. And I'd like to thank, once again, my incredible cast, give them each an opportunity to tell you who they are and what they'll be up to. So let's go over to Benji today.
Benji, I've been playing the slightly more frazzled Brooks this evening. You can find me on the internet's at Chance47 at pretty much all the social media sites. And yeah, I'll be around. So look for me.
Down to Dido.
Now that we have children.
Up to Mir.
Hey everybody, I'm Mir. You can find me online at Mira Draws on Instagram and on Blue Sky. That's what it's named. My brain almost gave me Blue Flag. I'm like, that's not it. Nope. Nope. Okay. And I played Kate, the Avenger, who is just yeah, she's getting quieter. She's pretty sure she's not gonna survive this by the end.
And finally, JD.
Hey, I am JD. Tonight I have been Lucas Wolf, who is the Descendant, and is going on a journey that he never wanted to go on in so many respects. This was an incredible session. There is so much to process. When I'm not here, you can find me as a storyteller, player, and organizer with Live from the Apocalypse, and I am also a regular cast member with Exquisite Corpse Presents and their ongoing campaign, Sister Cities.
And finally, I am Jace Fryer, writer and designer for KULT Divinity Lost. So thank you for letting us share the game that means so much to me. You can find me on the interwebs at OtterPoet, Screaming into the Void. You can also find my free module, the Atrocity Exhibition, on my Twitter. Please go try that one out. And again, thank you for joining us on this dark trip. Please have a wonderful evening. Don't forget, the thing whispering under your bed is there, and it's friendly. Listen to it. Night.